Hey everybody, welcome to Hold the Mic. We are your hosts, Ryan, and this is my boy Ian. Brother, how are you doing?
Going on, man? Happy Friday. Happy
Same to
Friday.
you. Same to you,
I feel
brother.
like this shit is flying by, and at the same time, I'm like, I can't keep up.
I
This
feel the
is,
not being
this
able to
is like,
keep up. You know what I'm saying?
just keep on keeping. That's where I'm
Like,
at in life right
it asked me on my phone, it's like, do you want to turn on notifications? I'm like, no, I like my sanity, so no, I don't need notifications on.
my phone. Leave me alone. Thank you.
Please
I
leave
am
me
good.
alone. And if you're watching on TikTok and you want to see the whole show, you can go over to my YouTube right now. We are live on Twitter, on YouTube, on Twitch.
What
So,
up, though?
yeah, unfortunately, TikTok won't let me go live with the show yet. So, but please head over there. Angry Bunny, what's going on, my friend? I
It's
just
been a
noticed
minute.
the other day that I left your name up for like half of the Joey Manarino show. So I hope you aren't angry about that. My bad.
And that business out
and
there.
and as always, thank you to our moderator, Kaylin. We love you to death, and
That's our girl,
she's doing it
Kaylin.
today, even though her son has a hot date. She still made time to show up and help us out tonight. So
That's what's up. That's what's up.
yeah,
Fernandez, we see
yeah.
you. What's up? What up, though?
What's going on, everybody? It's so good to see you all back. I love seeing everybody that comes back for the shows. That's really
Bro,
the
it feels
best
like a
part.
family reunion, doesn't it? It's good to see these
Every
names
Friday,
popping
it's
up.
like a everyday Friday
No, this
family
is a
reunion. I
crew.
like it.
We
It
talk, we
is.
talk about this is chosen family, baby. This is chosen family. Here
Chosen
we are.
family. And
You know what
as
I'm
always,
saying?
we appreciate spending our Fridays with you guys. So let's go ahead and get into it. As an Arizona resident, I just have to start with Arizona, the Arizona Senate. Thank God they stepped up and voted to move forward with getting rid of that 1864 civil era abortion law. So what had happened was,
What had happened? What had happened
um,
was
two Republican senators sided with the Democrats on this one,
with common sense.
and
With common sense.
yeah, I mean, I didn't read what their exact reasons were that they did it, but I'm just happy that they did. So two Republicans crossed the aisle to get this done. So now it's headed to Katie Hobbs' desk, where it will absolutely be signed. So the only issue with it that that I saw some people bring up is that when Katie Hobbs signs it, there's still going to be a 90-day
Mm,
period where for it to like go into effect. So there's still going to be like 90 days where women in Arizona don't really have any access to abortion care. So unless there's something that I don't know about, I'm not a legislative scholar. So if Katie Hobbs can do something to make that go into effect sooner, with an executive order or something, awesome.
right, right.
But if not, then it's looking like it may take 90 days for it to go into effect.
But you
But
have a dope AG who's already gone on the record saying that she's not prosecuting anybody for any of this.
exactly, yeah, yeah. Shout out to Chris Mays. She was a big
It's
person
looking good.
getting, yeah, just love the fact that she was willing to protect women. But like we said on a couple shows ago, as great as that was, my issue was that the minute she is out of office for whatever reason, and a
Right,
Republican's back in, that law would still be on the books.
right.
So it's like, yeah, we appreciate the handshake deal, but we still got to get something. We got to fix this in the long run. So it was just nice that they got it done. I'm trying to see the two Republican names because I like to give them a shout out. Um, but yeah, the two Republicans that crossed the aisle, I just really appreciate that because especially right now when things are so divided, and it's not common to see any type of bipartisan deal. I mean, let's be
Right.
honest. It was just really, really nice to see that not just in both chambers, the House and the Senate, that they were able to get this deal done. And that a couple of Republicans both times hopped over the aisle. So, like I said, man, just as somebody who's raising a daughter in this state, it was just good news for me. I loved it. So shout out to everybody that got it done. And of course, we have to say hi to the puppy.
Yeah, I know. I know. Little man.
Pu-
Eno pops in,
Puppy,
man. Eno pops in.
Eno jacks up our ratings.
He he has his little
Eno,
80s haircut going on right now. You know, those
oh
bangs
my God,
crack
I
me
wish
up.
I could describe how cute this puppy is to our
This
podcast
is
listeners.
he's
Like you have
ridiculous. He's a
no idea.
grown ass dog, first off,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah,
He is
well,
seven pounds of anger. All right.
yeah.
Let me just give you guys that. First and foremost. All right.
Everybody said boop boop on the nose.
Boop.
Yeah, that's our
Yeah,
that's our mascot right there.
this is the mascot, man. He is gangster. He is the mayor of Brooklyn. Let me tell you right now.
Oh
He's
my
doing his
God, I
thing.
love it. I
He's
freaking
doing his
love it.
thing. He always pops in. He always wants to see Ryan. He always wants to see the crew. So he's having a
Yeah.
good time, man. And then he just lays right next to me. So at
Yep.
some point, his mom goes, "You traitor, get back in the room." And I'm like, "Ah, there you go. It is what it is. He's having a good
Oh,
time."
I just saw this. It said Hobbs said in a statement that she looks forward to quickly signing the repeal. So
There it is. There
love
it
it.
is.
Love it.
So here we go. This is look, man. Right side of history. Here we go. You know,
You know what, man?
this is the part that we fight for.
That part right there, man. It felt like, we keep saying it every podcast. We're living
Yeah.
history right now. Unfortunately, and but that was one. It's like that'll be one that we look back at and go, yeah, we got that one right.
Now, do you have to have these conversations, or are you letting this pass with your daughter? Like, are you like trying to just not, like, how is this as a father in Arizona right now? Just literally from like just 2 weeks ago, where you're like, what the fuck, to like now this, where it's a glimmer of hope. Which at the same time, this does not save anybody from November, because if they go
No.
for a federal ban, then we're all fucked. So
Yeah. Yep.
this gives you a glimpse of like it could be better for all of us. It could be better.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And hopefully my daughter doesn't look back at this in 15 years and kill me. But it's relevant. So the way I got woke up this morning was my wife gently
You better
and
get
lovingly.
her approval. You better get her approval for this. Oh man, these kids don't get no Lindsay Lohan.
Nah, man.
You gonna
No,
get
man.
sued,
I mean,
brother. You gonna get
so,
sued.
Are you serious?
Hey, I keep my son off of internet because we don't know what the.
Well, I mean,
what the law's gonna
I've
be.
been keeping them off the internet. Like,
I'm saying you put her
okay,
business
all
out there. You
right,
better get her approval.
all right.
You better get her approval. That's all I'm saying to you.
I still think it's relevant, but whatever.
No, it is. It is. But I'm just saying, you got to get her approval.
It's,
Call her in.
No, like I said, it's
Special guest.
as a parent, it's just nice.
You see, Kaylin. Kaylin said, "Zip it." I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
She said, "Zip it."
Yeah, I see the 5 or 6 times. But no, it's like as a parent, we kept saying having a daughter that has less rights today than she did the day she was born.
Right.
Like any parent, if that doesn't bother you, then I just don't know.
Right.
I don't want anybody controlling my daughter's decisions. I don't want them controlling her body. And the justifications for this, like, oh, we're protecting the unborn. No, you're not. No, you're not. And more importantly, you guys keep talking about, like, you're protecting the unborn. How about protecting the born? The leading cause of death among kids is guns. You know how many kids are starving in schools, and you guys consistently refuse to provide any type of lunches to these kids.
Yeah.
And then when the parents that you force to have these kids can't take care of them, then you sit there and you point the finger at them and you shame them because they have to ask for help and they need to be on the system. So you're going to force people to have the kids, and then you're going to shame them because they can't take care of them. And you, meanwhile, are going to have, this isn't going to affect your life at all. It's not going to hurt you at all. It's just you being a judgy piece of shit. So
that's why I never believed in All Lives Matter nor pro-life, because if they were, they would be looking at taking care of any parent, but single mothers, the children with food programs, making sure daycare was affordable,
healthcare
on a whole nother front. I mean, there's so many different things. Healthcare,
imagine,
and
I mean, bro, imagine even if they said, okay, we're just going to give free healthcare to kids from the time they're born till they're 18.
Right.
Just that. Now, 2 things that I think of when I think of that. One, you're setting these kids up for long-term health, positive health, because, they're going to be seen as they're supposed to as a kid growing up, right? So as they go into adulthood, they're going to be in good physical health because parents will be able to actually take them to the doctor and not get charged a ton of money. The second thing that happens is that all that money that the parents would have to usually pay for insurance on those kids gets to go back into our economy now, or gets to feed those kids at school, or gets to provide some resources that the kid needed, or gets to go buy a fucking instrument so the kids can play an instrument. I don't give a fuck. But the point is that it would be money that would be able to go back into the schools, the economy, and everything else. But we don't look at that. We just want to force Elon Musk is on there forcing oh, we have to have more babies or the population is going to wipe out. It's like, bitch, then help them take care of them. If you want people to have more kids, help them take care of them. Raise
He's
our
looking for more
wages
hands.
so that a woman or whoever can stay home with the kid and actually raise the 3 or 4 or 5 kids that you want us to have, instead of thinking that the school system is going to raise them.
Right, right.
Like I'm
Elon is
just,
looking for more
well,
hands to,
it's just the
for workers,
hypocrisy of it all.
worker
It's the
bees.
freaking
Oh, complete,
hypocrisy of it.
complete,
Oh,
complete. And that's why,
you guys want us to have all these kids, but you don't want to help take care of them. You don't want to provide
no.
good jobs for them. Nothing. I'm just so like I said, any parent that I'm getting a feedback now. Is that you or me?
Are you?
I was.
Just a second ago?
I'm talking too much crap.
I was gonna say, you the one talking, bro. That's it.
Yeah, but no, it's good to see Arizona doing it. I hope that other states see this, and even though I don't know how many other states had a crazy Civil War era law, but I hope other states that have similar laws look at this and say, okay, we need to walk this back. And like you said, this isn't
a number of states, Ryan, have had civil that
had
era,
similar era. Yeah. It's crazy.
But they were like, that shit does not make sense in today's time. They're like, we're not doing that. Only Arizona was brave enough to be like, that shit sounds good.
We're gonna keep doing it.
But didn't you guys also just pass a bill where you're arming teachers?
I don't think we did. Oh God, I hope we did.
Was that Tennessee? That's Tennessee.
Tennessee did. Yeah,
That's
Tennessee is arming teachers. Yeah. Yeah. Another horrible idea. Horrible idea.
Tennessee is like your ugly step sibling right now. That's what that's looking like.
But dude, I don't know, man. Do you know a teacher that thinks that's a good idea? I don't.
We need to follow up on this, because I believe that what they're saying is that the teachers have to be trained, and then they have to be like up to code on like what they're like holding a weapon is. And it's like, well, why don't we just do that for everybody? And they're like, no, because we're just doing that for teachers.
Caitlin said her son's teacher's armed. See, and here's the interesting thing about that Tennessee law. I know we're kind of jumping here, but the interesting thing is that they don't even have to let the parents know.
Oh God.
That their kid's teacher's carrying. But
they have to let them know they're transitioning.
Yeah, but they have to let them know that if they come up to him and tell him they want to be referred to as a her instead of a him. But having a firearm, yeah, they don't need to know that.
I'm telling you right now, I'm so glad I'm not a kid back in this school system, because I'll be doing spitballs. I'm not trying to get shot. All right, we're fucking around. I'm a child.
Hey.
All right, I'm allowed to fuck around.
Yeah.
You're gonna shoot my ass. Get out of here.
And by the way, real quick, again, if you're on TikTok and you want to see the whole show and you actually want to see Ian talking too, you can head over to my YouTube or my Twitter. The links are in my bio. So you can see us both live. He's actually pretty smart. I promise.
If you guys want to see how fugly I look, go to YouTube.
No.
Here I am.
No.
I have the face for radio. Let's do this.
So moving on. I want to move on to you sent me this one, so I'm actually going to let you take it once I throw it at you. So, former NASA employee has been sentenced to 22. Let me say that again: 22 years in prison. Take it away, brother.
Ryan, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, is this a new norm? Like literally, I sent that to you and I was just like, okay, so is this what we get when an ex-president is holding classified documents and then like sliding them to people from his little shitty ass motel? I'm sorry, resort, whatever. I said what I said. And I'm just thinking to myself, right? I'm thinking to myself, like, is this becoming, because you had that kid from Virginia who's over here on Fortnite bragging to his friends.
Dump him in the Discord.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, I don't know if it's this generation who doesn't understand consequence, or therefore understand like the magnitude of what they're doing.
Yeah.
Or is this just the internet now where we are seeing this pop up more? Is this how it's always been? It took more of like a Bond type of like story plot line where they had to go with the plans in their shoe and get out the door and blah, 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 blah. No, it's so wild to me.
Well, I think two things personally. I think it's always been happening.
Yeah.
But one thing, I think we hear about it more often now.
Right.
But also the second thing is it's become a lot easier to move information.
Yes, it is.
So before.
And a lot easier to move misinformation.
Very true. That too. But think about before, they would have to get copies of it.
Right.
stick them in a folder somewhere, get it out
I
of the
mean, didn't
building.
Snowden have a harder time doing it than anybody else right now?
That
Just
I
thinking
don't,
back to like 2008,
yeah, that
like
I don't know.
in that process, it just seems like that was more technical than, oh, I just leaked this shit from my cell phone. Like it's
Oh,
so
yeah, yeah,
wild.
yeah. Oh, yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like
definitely.
it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
technology is really leaps and bounds from just that leak. But
yeah,
this gentleman, he thought he was talking to Russia, and he was like, okay, I got these documents. I want to see if I can sell them off for what, 85,000?
yep.
Is it roughly around there in
So,
the 80s?
and can I just real quick? Can I just say, Margie Taylor Greene, who wants to defund the FBI, it was an undercover FBI agent that
Yeah,
took this dude down.
yeah.
So I think we should probably keep funding the FBI so that they can stop, treason.
Yeah.
But maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me.
Ah, man, it's wild. It's wild. And this gentleman was in his 30s. The other one was in his 20s. I think we got a leaky pot. I think America has a leaky pot.
Well, we have a very leaky pot.
You know,
So,
I feel like Trump with a leaky pecker. That's how I feel.
oh man,
Come on,
somebody on
America.
TikTok was actually reading the transcripts from that. Holy cow!
Yeah, yeah.
U.S. District Judge Raymond Moore said he could have put Jure Sebastian Dalk, 32, behind bars for even longer, calling the 262-month sentence mercy for what he
Mm.
saw as a calculated action to take the job at the NSA in order to be able to sell national security secrets.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's wild, man.
Dude,
It's a wild time. It's a wild time. You know.
bro.
And we're not even getting into the misinformation being weaponized to the full extent. We're just getting started with that. So
Oh, totally.
this is going to get very interesting.
And like I said, he tried to sell the documents that he thought he was selling them to the Russians.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yep.
see, this part
So
I hate. I hate this shit right here. So it says later Dalk, who said he was remorseful and ashamed, told Moore he had also suffered PTSD, bipolar disorder, and obsessive compulsive disorder. Man, I hate that because I was undiagnosed for probably a decade that I had my security clearance. And, I know everybody's shit is different, but it's like I never thought, you know what, let me go commit treason.
yeah.
Like that was never part of my manic episodes or anything. So I hate when people kind of throw that in there like it's, oh, I committed treason because I'm bipolar. No, you didn't. Like that was a choice. You still made that choice. You know.
Just like Kanye. I'm
Yeah.
anti-Semitic because I'm bipolar. It's like, nah, player, that's
Nah,
just
it
you.
don't
That's
work
just
like
you.
that, brother.
That's just
Yeah.
you. That's
Yeah.
just you.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what yeah, and I'm glad you agree with that one. Because Kaylin's bipolar too. We're both pretty public about it.
Oh,
And
also happy mental health month, right? This is the
yes,
month. Happy
yes,
mental health
yes.
month, my man.
Thank you, brother, and
And
same to
Kaylin,
you.
and to
And
you, Kaylin,
yep,
and to those who don't know, because Kaylin's not on the show with us like that, she's the adult in the room. She actually keeps Ryan and I in check, and she just lets us know. She spots my jokes, and she tells Ryan to step the fuck back
shut
from time
up.
to time.
Yep.
So,
Hmm.
so
Yep.
we deeply need Kaylin. She's the adult, and we love her.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And it takes a village to get this done. Let me tell you.
it does take a village.
Yeah, she didn't. Yeah, Angry Bunny didn't like the leaky pecker.
No, man, nobody likes a leaky pecker. Please. Ugh.
Yeah, no. So, with that, let's move on to our next. Oh, real quick though, don't you think that if they're going to throw this person away for 20 something years, that the January 6th traitors should get the same treatment?
No, 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 no,
No?
no. I don't. I don't. And I'm gonna say
Oh,
why I don't.
fuck that.
No,
Okay,
I'm
go
gonna
ahead.
say
No,
why I
go
don't.
ahead. Go ahead. Tell
I'm
me
gonna say why
why.
I don't. We're talking about something that's very cold and calculated, where it's like I'm gonna give you some secrets on this on this nation to
Mm,
clearly a nation that we have been having like a cold war with for a while now. So that's real clear intent. The election January 6th, people were conned, Ryan, and I can't stress that enough. People really got duped by Trump. He is a professional at the con. It's not art of the deal, it's art of the con. And I really want to differentiate about people who had their hopes, their dreams, they've given their life savings to this man. Okay. They really think he is a savior. They are in a cult. That is brainwashed. That is not clear thinking. All right. Some of these people drink the Kool-Aid literally and end up dead. Okay. This is not the same. This is a person who then, if they want to hide behind mental health, I can't get behind that. But when I'm talking about reaching out and being like, I have some shit on this country and I want to give it to you for a price, that is a whole nother level of just like the gutter, like, because it's like there's no other way for you to make money that you feel you need to sell actual secrets from NSA. Like, that's what you think is what is just like easy. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to just go get like a second job. Motherfucker, go walk dogs. Like, go do something as a side hustle. I'm being serious. Like, do a side hustle. Something that gets you out the house and go do something. But when it comes to like J6, I'm looking more at these Columbia kids. Like, y'all motherfuckers look like J6 right now. Like, just being serious.
Yeah,
right
well, that's next. But
we're segue into it.
I'll give you the big differences, them getting paid. And even maybe going to look to get really information, but I still see a lot of similarities. Treason is treason, brother. And these people planned. These people showed up with weapons, with T-shirts that said Civil War.
Not everybody.
I didn't say everybody. I'm talking, but
J6.
Yeah, J6, the fuckers that broke in, motherfuckers with zip ties, fucking, grabbing riot shields, beating the fuck out of people with them, taking flag poles with the flags on them, beating the fuck out of people. Yeah, those people.
People in the now, granted, they should be charged for assault and whatever their crime was, but I'm not gonna lump them all in.
Charge these fuckers for treason. See, and that's my problem. And that's honestly my problem is we're sitting here making excuses for this shit.
I'm not making excuses for anybody.
Well, no. Put these motherfuckers in prison for like 2 fucking decades and then see if anybody else tries this shit again in November of 2024. Like, seeing as Donald Trump in that Time News article already came out and said that he will not say that there won't be any political violence. He literally said, well, we'll see how it turns out.
That's
so
true.
Maybe if we made a fucking example of these people and said, you know what? Fuck what we've been doing, because clearly you don't care, because you're just going to get a slap on the wrist. So we're going to stop doing that now, and we're going to put you in fucking behind bars for the next 20, 30 fucking years for being a treasonous piece of shit. And then let's see if this happens again.
I think you need to go to the head of the snake. I think you need to go for Trump, and if you want to charge him of treason,
you can do both.
That would no, because somebody who just showed up there and literally, because there were people.
But the thing is, you're making you are making excuses. You're saying they got conned. I don't give a fuck what the reason they showed up for. They still showed up. They still made T-shirts that said Civil War. They still showed up with zip ties and face masks with the intentions of kidnapping members of Congress, and they set up a fucking what was it? A guillotine? Not a guillotine. They were gonna fucking gallow and hang them out in the fucking thing.
Yes. Again.
Put them motherfuckers in prison.
Which I don't even know how they have not caught the people who did the gallow yet.
Oh yeah, exactly. How do we don't know who set it up. Get the fuck out of here.
The way that they did that. But what I will say to you, Ryan, is there is a handful of people. Yes, the zip ties, the people who got in there. Is that foolish horn wearing shaman? Is he really treasonous?
Yes.
My man
and
looks like
he's running for office, and his whole fucking platform is treasonous piece of shit.
Yes, so, he's running for office, and I think there's certain things for them to be.
And if they'd have put him in prison for 20 years, we wouldn't be worrying about that piece of shit right now.
No,
but here we are.
I don't think it's more so about putting them in prison, because that's not rehabilitating or anything.
I don't give a fuck about rehabilitating traitors. They're lucky they're not getting fucking hanged.
I can't get behind that, because there are a lot of people. They're Americans, man. I'm not trying to hang Americans.
If you're trying to overthrow the government,
people fell for a con. Plain and simple.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what they fell for it for. I really don't. I really fucking don't.
To me, it's not everybody. I do think that
I'm not saying everybody. I'm saying the people that showed up there started fucking, trying to force their way in there.
Head of Proud Boys. You're talking about Donald Trump himself. You're talking about Ginny Thomas. You're talking about people who actually
put that bitch away, get her fucking husband off the Supreme Court.
They should all be held.
All them motherfuckers should be swinging.
Even Clarence Thomas.
Absolutely.
Was it Clarence Thomas?
Clarence Thomas should be swinging right now.
He should also be. Be careful with that one.
I really do. I'll be careful, but I'm telling you, that's what I believe. I believe her fucking wife, him, and every other motherfucker that's sitting in Congress that won't do anything about January 6th. that participated in January 6th, that called them people political prisoners. All those fucking
Oh,
people
they
should be
need
in
it. The
prison. And you
100%.
know
They
what?
need
And
to.
because we need room, we should let out all the people that are doing 10 to 15 years for some possession of marijuana. We should let all those people out and put the treasonous pieces of shit in their place. I think we'll probably have plenty of room.
I don't disagree with you on any of that,
Good. Let's move on
except
to
for
the
the.
Columbia shit.
Speaking of, also what looks like J6 is Columbia,
Yeah,
which
no
they're
shit.
they're talking about it in NY right now. That there might be some folks in there that are professionals.
Let me see. Okay, I'm putting this video. It's playing an advertisement, so I got to time it just right.
So the Columbia, clearly it started off as peaceful, and I will say that
Started
the
that way.
NYPD, it started off that way, and the NYPD definitely escalated the situation, which that's the NYPD. They always escalate. But with that said, the escalation went where it went, and they're even trying to say that there's a number of individuals.
We're saying
Oh.
to be obligated to provide food to people who've taken over a building.
Well, first of all, we're saying that they're obligated to provide food to students who pay for a meal plan here.
But you mentioned that there was a request that food and water be brought in, unless I misunderstood.
To allow it to be brought in, I mean, well, I guess it's ultimately a question of what kind of community and obligation Columbia feels it has to its students. Do you want students to die of dehydration and starvation or get severely ill, even if they disagree with you? If the answer is no, then you should allow basic, I mean, it's crazy to say because we're on an Ivy League campus, but this is like basic humanitarian aid we're asking for. Like, could people please have a glass of water?
But they did put themselves in that very deliberately, in that situation and in that position. So it seems like you're sort of saying, we want to be revolutionaries, we want to take over this building. Now would you please bring us...
Hey, thanks on Born Again. Appreciate
Nobody's
it.
asking them to bring anything.
Like I said, guys, if you guys want to
We're
watch the whole
asking
show,
them
we're
to
over on
not
YouTube,
violently stop
so you can
us
see the
from
whole
bringing
thing,
in
not
basic
just my rant.
I love a Ryan rant.
We are looking for
good,
a
right?
commitment from them that they will not stop it violently.
They haven't stopped it.
All right.
All right, so we
I
get
don't-
so
I'm
so this
not-
is
I don't
this is
know to
Becky
what extent
with
it's been
a
attempted, but
Kifla.
we're
This
looking
is
for a
this is
commitment.
appropriating of the Palestinian people. This is some trash. This literally an Ivy League college kid who put their full put on full display the disconnect of reality. And it's just like, I wouldn't be surprised if this is like some Nepo kid. When you last week said that, like most of these kids are, they're college kids and they have to pay for themselves, and Mike Johnson, was in the wrong for saying what he said about these kids about, your parents are paying for this. A lot of those kids, their parents are paying for it. It's like $86,000 a year to go to Columbia alone, right? And some of these kids, whatever degree they're getting, a lot of them are either getting grants to get in there or they're coming from some type of money. It'd be just looking at Harvard. They're not blue collared, and if they are, they're special. I'm not going to generalize all of them, but it is what it is. Started off as peaceful. Some bad actors definitely got in there, but we all know that you're not a fully functioning, formed human being until you're like 25. Your brain. And some of us don't get there, right? and so with college kids, it's why they are like the most easiest to control, is because they're still being developed. And whatever happened on that campus, with whatever money that Qatari money was coming in there and building that foundation up, and some of the professors there that were implementing a very one-sided ideology into these people's minds, it clearly went too far left. And it went so far left that it literally started flirting with the right and their extremism. And whoever the bad actors were who got in there, that so far the NYPD are saying there's about 50 that were not college kids who were professionals at this, and they are anarchists, and they helped them take over that building. It's like, this is how easy it is to create chaos. Yeah. And this should be an eye-opening for all of us. And now you're getting the pendulum swing in like Mississippi, for example, at Ole Miss, where you had a demonstration of 60 peaceful protesters that are pro-Palestine, and then it became almost a black and white thing. And the racial undertones that are in Mississippi is too.
You talking the ones that were doing the monkey thing at the one woman? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes. And so you had about 200 supposedly majority white people show up to this event as a counter protest. American overalls, a complete disrespect for the flag. Though they don't want to say that. I mean, that should be a law right there. And then of course they have their Trump flags, and so now you're seeing that Trump's getting involved in this in some ways, now bleeding into what's to be pro-America, pro-patriot, and it's kind of grotesque to see how then now this counter protest turned into not only being something of and we can hear it, it's pretty loud, Ryan.
Oh, is it? Sorry.
It's pretty loud. Just the crowd itself, but it's from that, when you see the people doing that, you see the pendulum swing now where it's becoming now racist towards anybody of color. This is just classic American bullshit. You're taking a conflict across the globe and you're literally trying to Americanize it and turn it into a civil rights issue that we know nothing about, because it's not the same fight. It's not. There's no apartheid. Genocide, they're in war. They're in war. This is literally what you see at war. 15 million Jews in the world, and we're talking about genocide of everybody else. I don't see any Jews calling anybody, any Israelis calling anybody, parading and cheering on the death of anyone. Not like we saw on October 7th. And it's like, it's so grotesque at how what could have been a peaceful protest at Columbia and all these universities, the Ivy League universities, it's turned into this bullshit show of what about us? And then now this girl, Becky Khalifa Kefla, talking about their meal plan. We paid for a meal plan. Like, get off your soapbox. You know, when you were going there and you were signing that you're going to attend this college, there was no fine print of here's your meal plan. And oh, by the way, if there's any anarchy, if you want to protest, we'll make sure that we provide 3 meals a day. Like, go fuck yourself. Like, I'm sorry. Yeah. Like, that's complete bullshit. If you're going to get into the trenches, get in the trenches.
So I think I've at least got it. It's muted, right?
It's muted. It's muted.
Okay. So at least you can see it, because the one that gets me is, like, right at towards the beginning, the first 10 seconds, there's a kid to the right, and he's literally, like, you can see he's like making ape sounds. Like, you don't even need to hear him. You can see it.
I mean, it's Mississippi. Mississippi never disappoints. It never disappoints. You know.
Hey, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you.
And it's really interesting to see. It as I'm always going to go with this. Right now, I'm giving a lot of credit to Biden for how he stepped in and quietly has called Netanyahu, and he's let him know what the situation is. They went in there and they started building that dock to help get aid in from the ocean, right? From the sea that everybody talks about.
Yep.
So he's doing everything possible for a country that's not his, for a war that's not his, and he's just literally trying to do the best he can to try to keep the peace and try to keep everybody else from going to war. Yep. Plain and simple. So that's Biden. Got it. What's happening right now with the negotiations is that they've given now Hamas 1 week to accept the deal that's been put on the table, where Israel supposedly has been very gracious with backpedaling some of their demands to make it more favorable for Hamas. Hamas is pussyfooting and playing games. So Israel, as of Thursday, yesterday, said, we give you 1 week, and then we're coming into Rafah. Plain and simple.
And I'm just gonna say what I've been saying. First off, I'm standing up with the innocent people on both sides, because there's innocent people on both ends of this shit. And the second thing I'm gonna say is, it's really weird watching Americans expect a country to negotiate with terrorists when we don't do it ourselves.
There's Americans that are right now hostage in Gaza.
Yeah. So it's just, it's just weird. I feel like a hypocrite being like, well, you guys need to go negotiate with those terrorists over there, while simultaneously we're saying we don't negotiate with terrorists.
Right.
Right. That's my thing. It's the hypocrisy of it. But also, I think we need to also mention what we have members of Congress saying as well. We have Rep. Margie Taylor Greene. She put out she put out a post saying, anti-Semitism is wrong, but I will not be voting for the Anti-Semitism Awareness Act of 2023. Today, that could convict Christians of anti-Semitism for believing the gospel that says Jesus was handed over to Herod to be crucified by the Jews.
Yep.
That was May 1st.
Marjorie being Marjorie does not disappoint.
Gotta love her. Gotta love her.
Did you hear what Omar said about while she visited her daughter at Columbia? Because her daughter is one of the leads of the protest, and also that
Oh fuck.
that
Do
gentleman
I
who's
even want to
also
know?
another. Well, it's the way that it's the coded language that she put it as, right? And we know
Okay, give
we
it
know
to
she's
me.
Muslim.
Give it
We
to
know
me.
she's Muslim, and I get that it may be. I'll pull
Hey,
it up right
thanks,
now.
Ghost. Appreciate you, brother.
So, the way she worded it was pretty much how she slid in calling Israel.
Kaylin's saying her daughter got expelled.
Did she actually get expelled? And was she there at the house, the place they took over? Was she calling that building?
Yeah, I'll have to look that up. What did she supposedly say though?
So what she said at the event, let me pull it up right now. Quote at Columbia, because I do not want to make up anything.
Yeah,
at all.
she's been suspended. She was suspended April 22nd, 2024. Ian Omar's daughter, Isra Hearsay, says she's homeless, cried poverty after suspension from $90,000 per year college over anti-Israel protests.
Omar said, I think it's really unfortunate that people don't care about the fact that all Jewish kids should be kept safe and that we should not have to tolerate anti-Semitism or bigotry for all Jewish students, whether they're pro-genocide or anti-genocide. I just feel that it's coded language that was not necessary. As a senator, she should not be talking about genocide. We're talking about war. Genocide is what we saw on October 7th. Plain and simple.
Well, and what upsets me about that is it feels like you're still playing into that genocide Joe bullshit a little bit.
Which is exactly it. And that's the part where I'm like, you are in a position of power where you should be turning
Yeah.
the temperature down. And it's like it's at the tail end of the sentence and how sly it was. If you haven't seen it, go watch the video, just see how she does it. It's just it's grotesque. It's really grotesque. And for her daughter to say that she's homeless, your mother's a senator. Your mother's a senator.
Congresswoman, yeah.
Congresswoman,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Congresswoman.
Same thing. I know. I'm just.
You're on Capitol Hill. You're taken care of. You're fine.
Yep.
You're doing just fine. No one's worried about you.
Nope.
So
speaking of somebody who might be homeless soon.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you're gonna love this transition.
Uh-oh.
So it's looking like Marjorie Taylor Greene
I do love this transition.
And the Republican Party are going to be voting to oust Speaker Mike Johnson next week. So he's going to be homeless.
No house. No H-O-M-E, my man. First off,
they're going to do it. They're going to do her like they did Nancy Pelosi. They're going to fucking move all his shit out.
I like how giddy you got by introducing this segment. Okay, I like how giddy you just giggled to yourself. You're just like a little schoolgirl right now. I really love it.
I am.
If we're gonna do Nancy Pelosi, let's get that clap going. Okay, let's get that.
You gotta get the Nancy Pelosi.
Let's see what
clap.
happens. Let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. That's
like here's my question to you: are they dumb enough to do this close to the election?
Marjorie Taylor is okay. Her and her space lasers. Yes, she is. The answer is yes.
Her and her space lasers.
Yes, her and her space lasers. She her gazpacho and her space lasers. She is
Bonnie
absolutely
said yes.
It's like all caps.
I know. I'm blushing. I know. Marjorie Taylor Greene makes me blush. Don't tell anybody.
I ain't telling Jen. That's your crush, man. That's your crush.
Bear said, "Spoiler alert: they are dumb enough."
They are dumb enough. And especially for election year where they're trying to show that they are the party that has their shit together, which clearly they have not had their shit together.
Right.
If they go through this again,
dude, it's not going to be good. I mean,
all I can say is we are in a position where we need to be ready for anything right now in the world. Period.
Yes.
And they are fucking around, and we will all find out.
Bro, that's the best thing I think we can all say about this is right now with everything going on in the world, we need a functioning fucking government. We need 100%. A functioning Congress, and we don't have that right now. And
like the Republic of Iran is gunning for everyone. They are the mastermind behind all this shit that we're seeing as the turmoil that's happening in the Middle East. Saudi and Israel, they were about to broker a deal that was about to really bring the Middle East into the future. And Iran did not like the fact that this was happening, this union was happening. And they used Palestine as their proxy to start some shit.
Yeah.
And in doing so, and I do agree that we need to have eyes on Palestine. The West Bank is fucking trash, and we need to figure things out. If we're really going to get involved, we need to really figure out how to make sure people are safe and they can live with each other.
Yeah.
But to sit here and say it's apartheid or it's genocide or it's an open prison is straight up bullshit.
Yeah.
You have more rights in Israel than you do in Gaza. All these queers for Hamas, and I'm calling it that. Queers for Hamas. It's not queers for Palestine. Queers for Hamas. You played yourself. You cannot live the life you want to live out there in the Gaza Strip. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen.
So, sorry, I want to answer Carl's question here. So, the question is, didn't the Democrats say that they would vote to save Johnson? I do believe that they have said that. But again, I don't think that is a good thing. Like, it's good for Johnson, keeps him in his seat, but it's not good for Republicans. Like, it's going to make the Democrats look like they're the ones that actually want to keep the government moving in the right direction, and the Republicans are just playing games.
That's
correct. If you go look, there's Republican members of Congress have stood on the House floor and said they don't know what they're going to go back and tell their constituents about what they've done with their time this session because they've accomplished nothing.
And it comes down to Mike Johnson passing the aid for both Ukraine and Israel.
Absolutely.
That's where the Democrats said we will back you if you make sure this money gets to where it needs to go.
Yep.
And because he did, they're like, look, we're going to
they'll hold their end up of the deal. Yeah, they'll hold
100%. And guys, we have an election in a couple months, so he could be out either way. That's the thing.
That's
how
I'm
the
glad you
Democrats are
said
looking
that.
at it.
Let the Democrats save him, keep him in the seat, and let's focus on giving Biden and
he's just
and
keeping
Harris
it warm
the majority.
For Hakeem Jeffries. That's all he's doing.
Yeah.
That's it.
And that's honestly what I think the message should be moving forward is, keep Johnson in the seat and focus on giving Biden not just a majority, but it would be nice if we could somehow hand him a super majority. I don't necessarily see that happening,
Patrick?
but Pat's in here. Hey, brother.
Yeah. What up, big bro?
Yeah, the Democrats have to keep their leverage. And again, keeping Johnson in the seat, I'm not saying that he's going to be like the Democrats' errand boy. I'm not saying that. But
right.
They would rather have somebody in that seat that's willing to work with them, than somebody that's just going to tell them to piss off every time just so they can own, Biden and the liberals.
But this is what it's about. You're supposed to be working with each other. You're supposed to find common ground. This is not who can score more points. I'm trying to figure out, when did we really take this turn? And I get it. We've been fucked for years. Since Obama got screwed over by Mitch McConnell, it's been downhill since. When it comes to looking at the Supreme Court and everything else, you got to look at it where it's like, okay, we need people who are actually willing to work with each other. We understand that it's give and take. It's like it's being in a relationship. It can't be just, how can I fuck you over so I can get everything I want? That's not a healthy relationship, man. It's not.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's
not
give
a
and
healthy
take.
relationship.
How do we do this? How do we stay together? That's it.
Absolutely. All right, so because we still got a lot to go, so I'm going to start moving a little.
We can drop some things. We can do what we got to do.
Well, but I don't want to drop it. We're going to move kind of quick through this one. But I wanted to mention it. I wanted to mention it because it does touch on where I feel like it touches on where we are with the economy, and also it's important because this is a huge talking point for this election. The inflation and interest rates are a huge talking point. So, excuse me, I'm sorry. The Federal Reserve has come out and they are going to be holding rates steady again. So there's been no hike since the July hike that was 1/4 point. So the Fed on Wednesday said it's keeping the federal funds rate at a range of 5.25 to 5.5%, the same level it has held since the central bank's July meeting, which is the highest level in more than 20 years. Economists had largely expected the decision given that inflation had ticked upward in the first 3 months of 2024. So they basically went on to say, like, unfortunately, they haven't been able to get inflation under control. It's being stubborn, but at the same time, it's not. The alarm bells aren't going off either. If they were, they would be jacking up rates. So it's
And
not.
just, excuse me.
Yeah,
And the
go
jobs
ahead.
came in. The jobs came in for April, and they were below expectation. They were
Were
expecting
they?
two
Did
hundred
they?
fifty thousand. Yeah, they were expecting two
Oh,
hundred
I
fifty
missed that.
thousand. It came in today. They were expect. You can't be everywhere, Ryan. Can't be everywhere,
I'm
brother. That's why you got
trying,
me.
brother. I'm
You
trying.
got a co-host. Well, you got a co-host, man.
I know.
They have they expected it to be 250, and it was 175. So for the first time, it slowed
Ooh,
down. For the first
yeah,
time, and
that's
they said unemployment went from 3.8 to 3.9, so still under 4% unemployment.
yeah, but it's
But they're
probably gonna
saying
go
that
up.
now they're seeing cooling, and that'll be the question: if the jobs market starts to cool off, will rates drop? So
Yeah.
how are those two working simultaneously?
Well,
And your brother said like the 70s. Oof,
yeah.
oof,
Well,
oof. We know what happened
they
there.
were around. They were around for the gas wars and all that shit.
Yeah.
Well, and I think it's people are going to be struggling to keep their jobs over at Tesla, seeing as they keep laying people off.
They're laying off the wrong people on this one, man. I'm telling you right now. They can lay off everybody from that Cybertruck. You could lay everybody off. Okay, everybody. You could lay off the
Yes,
person
sir.
who put a gas tank on the Cybertruck. Okay, you could lay everybody off. All right.
Whoever did the accelerator of the Cybertruck should definitely be fired.
Whoever designed it, modeled it, sat next to
Telling
it,
you.
all need to get laid off. They all
Sat
need
next
get laid
to
off.
it,
You know what I'm saying?
looked at it.
Just looked at it, get laid off.
You know what, dude? Can I just
Gotta
say
go.
this though? I wish I had this video to play right now. Go on Google and just I don't know what the exact phrase you'd have to do or YouTube. I'm sorry, and look up for Cybertruck baseball test. They had a dude throw a baseball at the Cybertruck. The windows
On
aren't supposed to
stage.
break. They're supposed to be like
On
bulletproof.
stage.
On
Yep.
stage. He throws
Yep.
it at the fucking thing and the window just like cracks. And it's like, oh.
Yeah.
So then Elon, being the dumb fuck that he is, he like, here, do it again. Do the other one. It couldn't happen again, right? So he gets the ball and he throws it the second time, bang, window crashes. It's like that was everybody's sign that this was going to be a piece of shit that you shouldn't buy. But
Yeah.
here we are.
Yeah, they got. You got. If you bought it, you got.
Yeah.
all I can say to you.
We saw one yesterday. I actually did a video on my TikTok about it. It was parked next to a Toyota Tacoma, and it's literally not much bigger than the Tacoma. I would take the Tacoma over that, and it was like a 19 or 2005 Tacoma, and I'd still take it over that.
I would buy a Pinto over that goddamn Cybertruck. Are you serious?
Did I tell you what Dominic said?
No.
Bro. So it's all four of us in the car. We went to go pick up my new glasses, and we're leaving, and we see the Cybertruck. So I'm taking the video and everything, but all I said was, "Wow, look at that! Look at that. It's not very good." Whatever I said in the video, and I stopped filming, and Dominic goes, "Looks kind of cool, but it also looks like a scam." Dead serious, bro. Jen will back
He's
me
the
up. He
future,
fucking
baby.
said it.
He's the future.
I
He's the
literally
future.
started dying laughing. I said, "Boy, you don't know how right you are."
He is the future, man. I have a lot of faith when I hear that boy speak. I'm telling you right now.
Telling you, he is.
I have a lot of faith. A lot of faith.
He keeps coming in trying to act like he doesn't know how to do his math. I'm like, boy, you know how to do that better than I do.
Hey, he knows how to play the system, baby. He knows
Yes,
how
he
to play the
does.
system.
He knows how to play his daddy.
Yeah, but so for that layoff, just what that was about, real quick, guys.
Yeah.
They're getting rid of they're laying off 500.
500 employees and 2 executives.
This is regarding the charging infrastructure. Now, I have to say to you, Tesla is 10 years ahead of everybody when it came to the having product out and name brand recognition and just being on the forefront of all this. But just like any computer, like if you look at Macintosh back in the day, or IBM, where they were the leading of that time, where are they now, right? They're not the leading front as in like how Apple is today. So when you're looking at this stuff, the charging station, this is where we're failing right now, just in general. We need to figure out a infrastructure that can take us so we can go from coast to coast and not have what they call range anxiety. If you go rent a vehicle now, I don't know if you guys rent cars. I do it. Living in New York, I don't need a car, but I always rent to go for road trips back to Detroit or wherever. And so for the first time, they have a high supply of EVs. And I thought about it. I talked to my wife about it. I'm just like, should we rent an EV? Should we do it? And she's like, I don't know about that. And I'm like, you know what? Nah, I'm not trying to do a road trip
Yeah.
here to Detroit because now I have to plan it to where we're going to go,
Yeah, I don't think I'd
charge
do it
this whole
either.
process, add the time to do so. And with supercharging, yes, it can be fast, but you're still looking at some time, right? That's
Yeah.
just plain and simple.
Yep.
So this man just fired what he literally had ahead of everybody, which was the charging station department.
Yep.
And these people were supposed to be building this infrastructure that the government, the U.S. government, was getting behind as becoming the normal standard.
Yep.
The standard of America was going to be the supercharging. So I don't know what the hell is going on with Tesla right now, but I actually thought that they were going to become a charging like network as being the surplus of their income. And now that's out the window. So my prediction of what they were going to do, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. He's banking on this Cybertruck and autonomous driving, and I'm just like, good luck. Good luck. Hopefully it goes just like Twitter. Good luck to you, man.
Yeah, no shit. My thing is pretty much what you just said. Tesla had such a jump on everybody else, and they are not leaps and bounds ahead of these other cars that are coming out.
They have the same fucking taillights for 10 years. They haven't changed anything about their cars themselves.
Well, and to me, like, you know what those the S models or whatever the cheap ones are, the Model 3,
Yeah.
they remind me of a Dodge Neon. That's what they remind me of.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's just like you said, they should be light years ahead of Ford, GM, all these companies, and they're not. It's very evident that they're not. And
everybody's coming for their lunch.
And I think what's actually going to start happening too is, imagine if you're Ford, GM, Rivian, whatever, and you've got people that you know are actually good at their job, but they're just sick of Tesla. If I'm them, I'm sending over a freaking headhunter to get me the best people that are getting laid off and fucking hiring them for me.
Who do you think Lucid is? Lucid Motors are all the top engineers who got
exactly.
Elon's bullshit. They set up shop in Arizona. They have Saudi money. And the only thing that's wrong with them is that they're building cars that are not affordable for everyday people.
Yeah.
And it's like, if they could build a car for everyday people, they would take it by storm because the technology is there. They're leading in mileage. They're leading in design.
You know who I think's going to end up? I think Ford's going to end up being, if not the top, one of the top companies leading the way.
You love that Ford F-150, that Lightning.
Dude, I'm telling you,
Ever
that
since
Lightning.
it kissed your garage, you have been in love with that truck.
Yeah, well, that was the driver. That wasn't the truck. The truck's got a damn 27-inch screen in it. I don't know how he didn't see the garage.
Man.
But no, it's just seeing the difference. Like, you just see the difference in quality. And a lot of these bigger car companies, I think they took their time and they did it right. So it'll be really because somebody's going to have to pick up the slack with the chargers, right? We're going to have to have a better. Somebody's going to have to. So whether it's a third party or it's one of the car companies, whatever, but somebody's going to have to build this infrastructure for EVs if we really want EVs to take off. So it'll be interesting. Like you said, it'll be really interesting to see what's coming. But I really do think Ford is, because they've already got the electric, like Mustang looking one. They've got the truck. They've already got
the Lightning.
Yeah, they've already got a few. Oh, there goes your mic.
Did it do it?
Oh, you're back now though. But yeah, I just did it real quick. I swear to God. But so
don't mess with me, Ryan.
I wouldn't mess with you about that. But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what comes up.
Okay.
So we're gonna skip over that, and we're gonna go right to the Trump media. Let's talk about this.
DJT.
So if you haven't heard, there's a flash sale. That was good. Come on. That was funny. Yeah, just did it again.
Serious? Okay. All right. Maybe it's the microphone.
Is it doing it over there?
Can you guys hear me? Am I fading out? Is my
now you're
microphone
good,
busted?
but yeah.
Maybe it's my microphone, man.
what's going on, Brett? That would suck though, because
Maybe all I need is 2 mics. Who knows? We're
there
about to
you
find
go.
out.
But the SEC has charged a Trump media auditor with massive fraud on hundreds of companies, imposes a lifetime ban. So, are you surprised by this at all?
Not surprised. It's called a pump and dump. It's called a pump and dump. My man just got more shares though. Okay, he got more shares.
Oh, boy.
So it looks like a cash cow for my man. But things are not looking too good for him otherwise.
Yeah. Buy a non-China. Pat said.
I don't think he's wrong.
Are these?
This
Are
mic-
these?
Probably.
These are Yetis. Are they? They're probably
And
made in China.
it
I
can
don't
still
know
be
where they're
made in
made.
China, bro. It can
Yeah, I
still
don't.
be-
I honestly don't know where they're made, so I'm not gonna.
God, that's funny. But yeah,
But it is a pump and dump. We've been. I mean,
It is.
people have been calling that since day one. So it's really not
Yes.
surprising to see this dude get charged.
I mean, he could have a billion shares, but if it's a billion shares of bullshit, like he's not gonna be making money off this, you know?
Yeah. So and he already owes. So the business owes 14 million in civil penalties, and the owner himself owes an additional 2 million. So I mean, this dude's just crooked as crooked
And
could
he's
be,
in-
and of course,
He's in bed with 2 other people. This is 3 people. Him and the 2 gentlemen from his bullshit TV show.
yep.
So just some crooks, man. You already know. And he's suing them to get more shares. So
Yeah, he's suing them to get all their shares
bro,
back.
there's what is the saying? There's no loyalty among thieves. You know, it's just here it is. Here it is.
Yeah, it's and like I said in the video I did earlier, I said when everybody around someone goes to prison for fraud, there's a really, really good chance that the person in the middle of that is also guilty.
Brother, how does gravity work? How is
Telling
it,
you.
you know, when you look at revolving moons and stars and planets, there's something heavy sitting there, and it's all the gravitational pull. And you already know that it's that fat fuck named a bitch named Trump. All right.
Yes. Fact.
He's what they're all circling around, and all of them are scoundrels.
Yep. Oh man. So let's move on. I just love seeing it. I just love seeing it. So I'm gonna start with I'm gonna start this with we're gonna do stop making stupid people famous.
You do love this segment. You love it so much.
I love it. And this week we're gonna do Elon. And the reason Elon is our target this week is because we wouldn't be in this situation if people wouldn't have bought into this stupid fuck in the first place. So I love the fact that he's going around and he's trying to get his $56 billion bonus from Tesla, and he's crying like a little girl about it and, you know, suing and all this shit. But then if you go research a little bit, when he purchased Twitter and he fired all those people, they had bonuses in their contracts, and Musk refused to pay them. So they had to take him to court, and the judge made Musk pay. So it's really funny to me to hear him cry knowing that he did the exact same thing to people 2 years ago. And again, if you're on the board of Tesla or you have anything to do with Tesla and this dude comes to you saying, I want my $56 billion, and every single Cybertruck that's been delivered has been recalled, every single vehicle that has been made has been recalled, that battery issues, accelerator issues, like, you want your bonus? Fuck you.
Yeah.
And on top of it, part of his bonus was supposed to be that he was supposed to be coming up with new products for Tesla to keep the company profitable, moving in the right direction. And
Absolutely.
in the filing, it says he hasn't done shit. He doesn't do anything.
Absolutely.
He's a fucking leech. He isn't smart.
He's a mouthpiece, man. He's a mouthpiece. He created
Man,
the
if you gave me
controversy that keeps the
$44
news.
billion, do you know how much better off this country would be? Give me that money.
The
fuck.
Ryan rants would be fabulous.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we definitely need to get that segment sponsored.
That's all I'm saying. But
So,
yeah, man, it's the guy's trash, man. But he's
just trash.
definitely bitching. He's definitely bitching.
Oh, yeah, he is. You know, and he'll probably end up getting it, but I don't think he should.
All
right.
we need to look into when does he have to pay back his full loan of Twitter? When does that due?
And that's the thing, dude. I'm telling you what happened. I'll get my 56 billion and I'll pay off all the people that helped me buy Twitter. He needs that money.
Yeah.
He needs that money. I know he does. And with that, we'll transition into Feelings Friday.
Ooh.
Our Feelings Friday this week is going to be a little interesting. If you've been watching the show, then you know Ian and I are both into hip hop and stuff like that. And right now there is a 1995-96 era level diss going on. Yeah, it feels
hip hop era battle.
Dude, it feels like we're back in the good old days. So
talk about slam poetry over beats, son. That's what we're looking at right now. We're looking at grown men doing poetry, calling each other all types of trifling ass names. So here on Feelings Friday, and those are you who are just joining us here at the Hold the Mic show, we do this every Friday. We find those who are in their feelings on a Friday. The segment is called Feelings Friday. And what we've chosen, who is caught in their feelings, is none other than Drake. After that magnificent diss from Kendrick Lamar.
There's a second
and
one.
Also, yes, there is. I've listened to it. And I
didn't listen to it yet.
I know you haven't. And all I was going to say to you was the sample is by Al Green. And so therefore, Al Green gave him the clearance, which means Al Green was like, fuck Drake. So
he was like, roast that motherfucker.
Roast that motherfucker. And so, and I say that because Tupac. Okay, so let's just back it up. There's been a back and forth for these two that have been taking subliminal hits at each other for over a decade, and now it's on full. And Kendrick hit him with one track that he was with Future and Metro Boom, and the industry is turning on Drake right now. And so Drake had his response, and Drake's been called out by numerous heavy hitters. Common has done it in the early 2000s. Pusha T most recently, about 4 years ago, took him out. And we're talking about people who are actual MCs, mic controllers. Drake has always had the allegations that he has a ghostwriter and that he does not write his own anything, and that he has a whole team behind him doing what they're doing. So Kendrick is a lyricist, and he's not one to fuck with. But Drake's rebuttal to Kendrick was using AI, so using technology as a gimmick, using Tupac and Snoop Dogg in the diss, who are very close idols, and clearly Kendrick has very close ties to Snoop Dogg, being on the West Coast, but he's always looked up to Tupac. So the Tupac estate has stepped in and said cease and desist, and Drake had to remove that leaked song.
No shit.
Well, Kendrick came out with his Euphoria, and the reason that Kendrick is coming hard in the paint is he knows that Drake is dabbling in dating younger girls, and he's also a producer on the show Euphoria, which is it highly sexualizes young girls in the show. And so Kendrick is doing precise strikes that are at that level, regardless of even the rapping. He's just really tying things together, and he cuts deep. He cuts real deep on this almost, is it 6 minutes? It's a 6 minute song, so it's not even radio friendly, and he just goes ham on Drake. And then within a couple of days later, as you just showed, 616 LA is the newest diss, and he got the clearance from Al Green for the sample of the beat. So therefore, it's showing you that there's a number of people who are backing Kendrick in this battle. So it's quite interesting, to say the least. If you love hip hop, it's a good time to enjoy a good diss battle. The other greats, Jay-Z and Nas. Tupac.
Did you
Biggie.
see this comment though?
Which one?
This comment is the comment of the show. Said the industry hasn't had a good one since MGK lost his life to Eminem.
Would you call that a battle? Would you call that a battle? I wouldn't call that a battle.
I love what Eminem said when Sway asked him. He's like, "So what did you think of his song?" He's like, "I thought it was good for him." It was just like He was like, hey, for him that was good.
Hey,
And
let's
then he
just say
came with
this.
Kill Shot, and it was just like, dude, he sent him to a whole nother fucking genre.
My
Like
man, straight up.
MGK packed his shit and left.
I sing. All right, I'm
I
MGK
sing
the
now.
singer.
Yeah.
I'm the rock star singer now.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
no, bro.
Paint your hair
No.
fucking pink and go over there and fucking play a guitar.
Yeah,
Put some
he
spikes
changed
on your
genres.
clothes.
That's how bad that ass whooping was. Yeah, that was not a battle. I wouldn't put that in the
He went from
category of
being
battle.
shirtless and all bad, wearing his, with a shovel over his shoulder to
He's in a skirt
long
now, and
fingernails and yeah. I mean,
my man got those Lee press-ons. All right, that's what he's doing these days.
yeah. He
Yeah,
definitely.
I wouldn't call that a battle. That
Nah,
was. You got to be very careful when you step to Eminem, and Eminem's had great ones. Him versus Ja Rule and all them back in the day.
Dude, you
Early
don't fuck with
2000s.
M. You don't.
There's
If
some
you want to
great
keep
music.
breathing, you don't fuck with M.
Oh my God, man! That's kicking that head.
Like, did you hear what he said about his own mother? What the fuck do you think he's gonna say about you?
What do you?
You know what I'm saying? Did you hear what he said about the wife of his kid?
Yo.
What do you think he's gonna say about you?
Yeah. Crazy there. Benzino. You already
Yeah,
know.
Benzino, man, Benzino. He had Benzino crying by the end of that shit.
Man. Yo, he had him crying at the beginning. He jumped in. It's like, oh fuck, here comes Eminem.
And I said, bro, the minute you released the second song,
Oh my God.
that was done. See, it's not like Kendrick released. Kendrick's like, I gave you a jab, and now I'm about to hit you with that right hook.
Hit him with the twofer.
Benzino was like, the first song didn't hit the way I needed it to, so I'm gonna do another one. And it was like, nah, bro, you should have just left it.
Yeah, but if hip hop is your thing, I'm telling you right now, enjoy this.
Yeah,
Kendrick
pink
with,
hair on you is totally different, my dear. Totally different, buddy.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and let me just say, I have no problem with anybody that does shit the way MGK does. I'm just making fun of him because he talked all the shit and then literally got ran out of rap. Like, if we ever hear him do another rap, I'll be surprised. So that's what I'm making fun of. Y'all know I don't give it, like, however people get down, they get down. I don't give a fuck.
I just know him now as Megan Fox's. Is it Megan Fox? Megan Fox's
Are they still
boyfriend. That's my point. That's the only thing I know of him. That's it.
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, I knew of him, and then the Eminem thing. That was like, oh, that guy. Yeah, you got your ass handed to you.
Yeah. God, it's so good, so good. So yeah, so Feelings Friday goes to you, Drake. Good job. You played yourself.
Yeah.
Keep it up. You and your 20 ghostwriters. Good luck.
Yeah, that's not gonna go well for him.
No.
I want has wow, why can't I think? Has Lil Wayne come out and said anything?
No, that's Lil Wayne's money. Lil Wayne owns him.
I know, that's why I'm like,
hey, you ain't if you getting paychecks, you ain't trying to mess that up.
You ain't trying to mess up that money. No,
Yeah.
can't hate on that. So speaking of messing up money, Kristi Noem. What a freaking couple weeks this woman's had.
You called it, man. You called it. Look. Woo!
And she doubled down, like she's doubling and tripling down on it, bro.
I'm just gonna say this. Her camp. So when you brought this information to me, I did not realize like what was going on. Like you broke it to me, right? I actually had time to like. How much from this is that she has no allies within her own camp.
No.
How many people are around her and they looked at her and said, "That's a good idea. You should put that out there."
Yeah.
Like we're not talking about. Ryan. We're not talking about like, some news, some a writer, some random person, for example, wasn't like I got some news on Noam that she shot her. None of that. She's telling on herself.
Yeah.
And
nobody knew about this till she till she told us.
She did this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She walked her dog that lonely walk to death and shot them in a gravel pit, and then she felt proud to put that out there into the into the internet where it will never go away, and be like, I am proud that I did that.
Yeah,
that
that's in print, baby.
15-month-old puppy.
Yeah.
That's a puppy.
I saw that, even though he blocked me. Even Cat Turd was mad, and Cat Turd just killed the dog a couple months ago. Ran over it backing up or something like that.
Oh,
so
God.
it's like he killed his own dog not long ago, but at least that was you
Well,
know,
that's
shit.
tragic.
That's
Running over your
that's an
own- yeah,
accident.
that's-
Shit happens, you know. But yeah, taking your dog and killing it because it attacked some chickens or whatever. It's like, first off, dumb bitch, you had a hunting dog. You left it alone in a car with the
Put it
windows
on a
down and shit.
leash.
Yeah, no leash. And then you're like, I can't believe it got out and went hunting.
It,
Stupid ass.
oh my god! Like, but then to tell on yourself, and I'm like, do you not know that that's the one thing Americans love is their dog? Their dog. You shoot a cat? I don't know. Come at me. All right, come at me right now. Come at me.
Caleb said, when you've lost cat turd and judge a box of wine, you're done. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Yeah, no, I agree. I think she's done. This is going to hurt her. This is going to hang over her head for a long time.
And forever. This goes nowhere. This stain is on her. This is on
Like
her.
and like you said, it's in print. It's on video. Like everybody and their mothers talked
Done.
about it. It is never going anywhere. You pull up Christy Nome, it's going to say Christy
Done.
Nome dog killer. That's the first phrase it's going to say on Google.
Cheats on her family, shoots dogs.
Yeah, she's a real piece of shit.
Yeah. Great Christian.
Unsurprisingly. And have you seen? I didn't. Somebody showed me photos of what she used to look like. It's like, wow, you don't even look like the same fucking person.
A lot of
Her and,
plastic surgery?
yeah, she's had a lot of lip surgery done and some other shit. Yeah, she had like little thin lips. But it's like she wasn't bad looking. It's like you were a good looking woman. Like, why do you all have to fucking do all this shit to your face?
Oh man, it's
Like, I get if you got a fucked up nose, something like that. Cool, go get it fixed. But you know, these women were good looking, and then they end up with like noses that are, you know,
like Michael Jackson.
They look like they're just too small for their fucking face or something. It's like
Michael
don't,
Jackson.
Don't.
That's where it is. Yeah, you know, it's.
But he's not the only one that's done that.
No,
You know
no,
what
no,
I'm
no, no,
saying?
no, 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 no.
Yeah.
He's just the only one who's died looking like Liza Minnelli. So the thing that is really tragic about
motherfucker.
yeah, that happened.
It
The thing
happened.
that is tragic is you know, they don't see their own beauty. So it just tells you who they are
Yeah.
as people. You know what I mean? They don't
Yeah, there's a
beauty is
sad
in the eye
part
of the
to that.
beholder.
Yeah.
And they don't see themselves as beautiful.
As-
so
as
that's and
chasing
chasing youth
youth,
and chasing
yeah.
whatever else, but yeah, that's the thing. But shooting your own dog, no, that's an asshole. That's
Yeah,
an
that's
asshole.
just straight
God
up
don't like
asshole.
ugly.
Yeah,
God
yeah.
does not like ugly. So it's
No.
coming. It's coming for her.
All right, brother. So with that, we're up to the positives. So what's your positive for the week?
Oh no, you first, sir. You first.
Me first. Well, my positive is actually that we got to watch Mark Hamill show up to the White House press briefing today, and he gave he did a very nice little few minutes, and I shared it on my Twitter. So, you know, and if you don't know, just a quick brag, Mark Hamill does follow me on social media, so thank you.
This man gets to hang out with Luke Skywalker on the Twitter
Bro.
verts.
I'm telling you, I
Yes.
forgot who I was on. I was on the phone with somebody when I saw that he followed me, and I literally
Yeah.
was like, I jumped up and screamed and ran into the house, and I ran into the room where Jen was, and I threw my hands up and I said, "Luke Skywalker follows me."
The force is strong with this one. That's a
Yeah,
reality.
she wanted to throw something at me because Jerry Ryan follows me too. So those were the two. Jerry Ryan followed
Yeah.
me, and when Mark Hamill followed me, Jen was like, "Hey,
Y'all
fuck
better
you."
know that's the 90s 7 of 9. All right, we all know that. If you're a dork,
But
you
even
know that
in
one.
not even the 90s though, she was on Picard. She was awesome on Picard. And
She
there's
came back.
been some talk that they're supposed to be trying to do a spin-off with her and a few of the other actors. So that would
Her
be
storyline was amazing. Her storyline.
and they did such a
Star
good
Trek.
job bringing it back and tying it in. It's like
Yeah.
now people
Oh, yeah.
want to see that story. So I'm actually kind of and actually Jerry just posted on social media that she was on a plane headed to a new project. So who knows?
Okay.
Maybe that's the new project. That would be cool.
Oh, wishing her all the best. She's really talented. She's amazing.
She's talented, but also she's a very big voice out here right now, you know, politically. And and of course, if you followed the
her
strikes,
and Mark. Mark is so out
Yeah,
there.
Mark-
Mark gives
yeah,
zero
but-
fucks how you
No.
feel.
Yeah.
If you're on the wrong side of history.
Well, I mean, if he
is not
follows
your
me,
friend.
he yeah.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
no.
he is no fan of anybody who believes in like telling a woman what to do or being
Yep.
mega. No, absolutely
And
not.
it's,
He lets
you know,
you know
it's like-
exactly who he stands.
And we need more men like him, you know, that stand up and say, hey, I'm going to use my platform to tell you what I think and what I think is right, and tell you why I think it's right. And that's what I like about him is, and I kind of try to emulate some of what he does too, because he educates along the way. And I like accounts that do that, where it's like, they're going to tell you why they think that way, and show you what information that they use to come up with that conclusion. And I like that because I like to, okay, that's cool. I love what you said, but where did you get that from? And,
Right.
so it's just nice being educated sometimes, by these folks. And when you have people like him who have all the experience that they have, I think we'd be foolish not to listen. They've been
It's
around.
everything.
Yeah, I mean, he was around in the 70s and shit when, Nixon and all that bullshit was going down. So, we should listen to these people who are saying, you know what, this is what's happening right now is concerning. It's bad. And we're telling you that as people who have seen some bad shit in our history already. So, that's kind of how I look at it. So it was just nice to see him up there. Anything to, like I said, he has a very large platform, and he lent it to Joe Biden today, and I quite enjoyed it. So that was my
I love that. I
positive.
gotta check that out. I'm gonna definitely check that out. I
Yeah.
love Mark Hamill. He's just a fun character. And what if you guys check him out on What We Do in the Shadows, he's so much fun. He's just
Oh
so
yeah.
He was
Yep.
so good in that. What We Do in the Shadows, that's a great show. My positive is I lost 10 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm getting to summer bod. I'm getting rid of the
There you
dad
go.
bod. So a New York dad, and what I do is I bike around Brooklyn, and so the biking has started, and my little man's getting a little bigger, and so these legs is kicking, man. Let me tell you. So we go biking around Brooklyn to find the dopest parks, and so my biggest thing is we're on the hunt now. If there's anybody, any of the fans who watch the show, if you guys know any dope parks that you think I should take my 2.5-year-old to, we bike around, man. So one of my favorite things with him is him and I. We hit the road. We do the bike trails around Brooklyn. Sometimes we're in the streets. Sometimes we're on the bike lane and doing our thing. The season kicked off, so he's always talking about, I want to see the bike. I want to see the bike. And then and now he's really paying attention to Daddy's kayak, because what I'm doing this year is I'm going to be kayaking around the city of Manhattan. So I'm going to get in the East River, and my goal is to go around all of the East River through up to Inwood, go around into the Hudson, and then come down the Hudson all the way back down to Brooklyn. It's about 30 miles. So I'm training for this, and I'm just getting ready mentally, physically, everything. So it's all looking good right now.
And I'm gonna be on the boat next to him, filming, eating and drinking.
Hey, if that's how if that's
I'll
what
be
it
like,
takes to
keep
get to New
going,
York,
man, keep going. No, you're
if
doing
that's what
good.
it takes to get you to New York, bro, sign me up. Let's go. Let's do it.
I'll come for that. Fuck yeah, I'll come for that.
So my goal is to hit that this summer. So I'm working as hard as possible to get
That's
in shape
awesome.
for that trip. So it's looking good, man. It's looking good. Music's
Yeah.
coming along. I have a problem. I've been making too many songs that I'm sitting on, and I will have to talk to you about putting it in front of you
I
for you
know
to
we need
decide,
to.
or for us to put in front of the our crew
Yeah,
here, our family.
I'm his Motown board.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh
And
yeah.
if you don't know what that, so Barry Gordy, he was one of the first people to, instead of him choosing, what single would come out and what would be a hit, he would have 10, 15, 20 people in a room play a record, and then they would vote on if it should go out or not. And that was he said that was probably one of his biggest reasons for success, because he made decisions based off of what everybody in the room thought. So, just so you know what I was talking
Listening
about.
to the people, man. You gotta listen. You gotta
Yep.
listen to your people.
And
That's a
sometimes
reality.
you need other ears. It's like
Yeah.
eyes. Sometimes your eyes don't see something and somebody else sees it. And the ears are the same thing. It's like sometimes somebody will pick something out that you just didn't. Either you didn't hear, or you didn't hear that it sounded off. Whatever it
Absolutely.
is. It's just, yeah.
Absolutely.
You
Well,
got room
it's
on the
looking
boat.
good, man.
David said, "You guys got room on the boat." Yeah, man.
Let's do it,
Anybody
man.
got a boat? Let's start there.
Bro, I got a 1-seater kayak, bro. That's what I
I was
got.
about to say, gonna have to find me a pontoon boat or something.
You want the party
I'll
boat,
be on
that's
the
what-
jet ski. I'll be on the jet ski. There you go.
They actually do that here. That's a big thing. I know you saw it in the movie Hitch, or is it Hitch?
Yeah.
Is that the?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where
So,
he
you know,
knocked her out and with the foot. Yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah.
like 2 summers ago, I was going up to Statue of Liberty. My ride is a lot slower than that jet ski, man. So I'm just taking my time. Wow, just in there. So it's a good time though. It's a really good time.
Hey Jeff. Yeah, we touched on that pretty much in the beginning of the show. Sorry. And I'll say one last
Go
thing
back to
before
the
we sign.
beginning of the show.
Yeah,
Check
go
it out.
rewatch it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will say one thing about it before we sign off. The minute you start breaking things, breaking into windows, busting into places, you are no longer peacefully protesting.
Yeah.
So, let's just keep that in mind. I don't give a shit what you're protesting. You have to do it the right way. And you start breaking shit in public places and making people feel unsafe. I just don't view that as peaceful protesting. So, with that said, everybody stay safe out there. Fuck, this shit isn't worth anybody losing a life over anything. So, just fucking stay safe, please, for the love of God.
Please look after your neighbors. Please look after each other.
That too.
That's one of the biggest things. And and we got to figure out a way forward together and actually look at what real peace looks like. And all we can do is just be there to support. And I don't mean financially so much. So, let's call bullshit out. Let's seriously just try to stay focused on what's realistic and not just be absorbed in misinformation or just on the emotional strings, because that's what everybody's trying to do right now. They're trying to up the temperature, and we need to find a way to really just to bring the temperature down and start still thinking clearly on what's happening in the world.
Yeah, definitely.
And Fernandez, thank you for joining in and telling us this is how you relax. Girl, this show stresses me the fuck out, so I'm glad that it makes you relax, all right?
It you know what? It is going to be a long year. It's going to be a long 6 months, to be honest.
Yes,
it's going to be it's going to be rough leading up to November, and I think honestly, if what we're seeing is any indication, it's going to be rough up until after. I'm just going to assume Biden's going to win because we aren't going to elect a freaking rapist and domestic terrorist. So, I think it's going to be rough even until Biden is sworn in again. So, we're going to have to stay vigilant.
Let's talk about it in the next show. But the professor who does the data, the 13-point data procedure that he can predict a president, we got to go over that.
Oh yeah.
We got to go over that because it's looking pretty interesting.
Yep. Yeah, and go follow Kaylin too on Twitter if you don't. There's not too many people on there spell her name that way, so just type in Kaylin, Kaylan, Angry Bunny. She's another one of my Twitter friends. She'll like that though. But she's another one of my Twitter friends for a long time. So we just all like supporting each other, and like I said in the beginning of the show, it definitely takes a village. We got Kaylin writing down time for us and moderating, and everybody that comes and shows up Friday so that we can chat with you guys and put your comments up on the screen. We love you. So with that said, brother, you got anything else?
Like, subscribe, hit the notification so you guys can always check us out. We do this on Fridays, and just come join the fuckery. Here we are. We're going through the week. We're stressing and relaxing at the some time. It's all of our me time.
Yeah,
so we're here.
We're here, man. Multitasking.
We're here for your
We're multitaskers.
Good to see you guys.
Oh shit. Yes,
have a
and with that,
weekend.
yes, have a good weekend. We will see you all next